Here I have automated a small workflow using Github Copilot, powered by Claude Sonnet, and Visual Studio Code. The assumption is that I need to review documents on a regular basis, and I want some AI support for this. How can I make this as smooth as possible without starting from scratch in the chatbot each time? I started with instructions in the file called Copilot instructions that you see here. And originally I had just said, when I drop a file in the source documents folder, simply create a summary. Then I hit this analyze button, and it said, well, that's clear. So I asked, given these instructions, what do you do when I copy a PDF file to the documents folder? And it said what you would expect. I read a PDF file, I create a summary, put it there and there, and I log the action in this file. But then I pointed out there can be many kinds of summaries. Which one will you use? And then it says it doesn't specify. I could have, for instance, these four. Anyway, you get the idea. I have a dialog, and eventually I ended up with four kinds of summaries or transformations or reviews, whatever you want to call it. And they got specified in here. So short says I want only 250 characters. Takeaway says I want a bullet point list with a short description of each takeaway. In the review section, it says, well, you have these different perspectives of reviews, an overall assessment, compliance, and so on. And then I started trying it out with a source document from NASA. And here is what it wrote or generated for the short one. This is the takeaways from the document that you can find here. And here's a review. And in the review, it actually writes at the end risks and concerns and recommendations. Why does it do it? Well, because in the instructions, it actually says that it needs to have these sections in there. So if you want to review from another perspective or additional perspective, for instance, whether copyrighted material is clearly indicated like that, then you can add it to these specifications and it will do so. Now I will show you how I do a second document, and that is this one, volume 2. I've now dropped here a second file and want to see whether it now can immediately start processing it without installing any new Python packages. So it compares it with the file that have already been processed. It sees what new file it is. It reads the instructions on what summaries it needs to do to make. And it uses PDF to text, which the instruction says is already installed in this virtual environment. Then it processes these things, and I expect now soon to appear new summaries. Here it is. So this is volume 2. We got that right. It has now generated these 4 summaries, as you can see. It also added those in the log file. The structure is similar. How many tokens did I need? Well, I got the same percentage. 1% is about $2, yes. And it didn't use more than 1%. It was 33 before I started and still 33. So it's not that expensive to do this.